Well, you got to have something to wash down that delicious food with, and so it's time for everyone's favorite segment, Beer of the Week. Joining me today is Jeremy Baker, the craft beer maker, and Kevin Miller from Jacksonville's OG brewery, Bold City Brewery. They are the oldest ones in town, as I say, the oldest craft brewery in town, right?
That's correct.
10 years. I was at the celebration just this past year.
Yep.
Again, quick story. You guys started in your backyard, right?
Well, actually, my brother started it kind of in his garage.
Nice.
He had 2 kids, and he couldn't go out anymore, and so he said, well, I'm going to make my own beer. And then him and my mom started the business. She's kind of the business side, and he was the beer side. And
well, so we're trying to educate people who are new to craft beer and people who are obviously craft beer aficionados. So what'd you bring with you today?
I brought a hazy pale ale called the Oats and Mount Rainier.
All right. Pale ale, for people out there thinking about what they are into. Explain that.
So me putting the word hazy in front kind of changes it a little bit, but it's sort of a new school take on an old classic. It's going to be very light in color and still got some body to it though.
All right.
Some hop presence, but not aggressively bitter.
Well, let's see it.
All right.
Let's take a look at it.
It's got it. Go ahead.
Kevin, how did you guys decide? I mean, you have your staples. How many staple beers you guys have?
we have 4 core beers that we can.
Yeah.
And then we have 2 seasonals, the Big Johns and the Wee Heavy, that we do.
And then
16-ounce cans as well.
And then beers like this, is there a I imagine there's a boardroom that you guys sit around and people come up with ideas, or how does this work?
We pretty much let these guys, like Jeremy and our other brewers, at our downtown facility on Bay Street, kind of go in there and just do whatever they want. Kind of get things out of their system, experiment, you know.
Get things out of their system, get the creativity.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of keep the juices flowing, you know, and then test out stuff we might want to scale up to our big system.
So what am I smelling here? It smells.
You're smelling the Mount Rainier hops, which is part of where the name comes from. So
that means the hops, the actual hops. Are there hop like basically sellers from all over the country?
All over the world, actually. Yeah.
Really?
And we get hops from all over the world. These are from the Pacific Northwest of the U.S., and I've named after Mount Rainier around Seattle area.
And so what made you pick these?
The whole name is inspired by my nephews. My sister's kids are Theo and Ray, Theodore and Rainier. So I got a high percentage of oats, and if you take the first 4 letters of the oats,
Theo,
you get Theo, and then Mount Rainier is actually Ray's whole name. So.
Very cool, yeah. Very cool. So what am I supposed to be tasting when I sip this?
So even though it's super light in color, you should get some body from those oats, so while keeping it light, and then you should get a nice sort of citrusy aroma and flavor from the Mount Rainier hops, and hopefully not too much bitterness that's left with you. But a nice hop presence and flavor.
So is there any citrus in it? I mean, do you put citrus?
No, sir.
It's just from the hops, that taste?
That's correct, yep.
Now you guys have one, and where can you get this one?
Best place is going to be our downtown location on Bay Street.
Because this one's not for mass distribution.
No.
That's correct.
This is kind of one of our test batches.
Test batches, small batch, and then depending on how many people come and get it, then you decide if you're going to...
Yeah, if there's something that, you know, people are like, man, we really like that, you guys should scale it up. Then we take it to the boardroom.
All right.
And then we decide whether or not we're going to do
Well, this one is light, and this is actually pretty light. So ABV is only 4.8.
That's right.
So it's a super light one.
Yep.
Nice.
Easy drinking. Nothing over the top.
Love it.
And hopefully tastes good.
Good for a warm day. Cheers. Cheers, fellas. There's your beer of the week. The Oats of Mount Rainier at Bold City Brewery. Learn more by visiting our website, firstcoastliving.net.